For those of you that have been waiting for a while to see what a built G10 looks like in person, or at least through the video, I hope this will satisfy your guys' wishes and you guys will be able to see everything that I see. First off, I want to start with the installation is very, very easy. There are action screws that McRee has already, it obviously comes with it, and they're very easy to install right here and right here. And they can't fall out of the chassis. You'll see that when you get it, that they're in there. They've got some kind of small piece of metal or a spring or something holding them in there. Makes installation a breeze. You just prop this up on the butt pad of the rifle, put the action in next to it, let it rest against the recoil lug, and then you just start screwing it in. Very simple process. Another thing I like about it is that it comes with the ergo grip, which is again is very comfortable and something that I like they include. It's not a very expensive piece, and I'd rather just have them come with something than trying to get something on your own, especially when a lot of AR-15 grips nowadays have the whole beaver tail thing going on, which is great for an AR-15, but on bolt action it's not really something that's needed. The finish is really great, coming from a company that's been around for longer. I'm going to hold them to a higher standard, but from what I can tell, there's no imperfections. Everything's to be a really solid fit. Again, as the years go on and this rifle gets more and more weathered, I'll be able to see how it is overall, but from what I can tell, it's a really great job on that as well. Talking about weights for a second, the standard chassis weight was 2.84 pounds. With the bipod and its current configuration, it's 11 pounds. Without the bipod, it's 10.1 pounds. So that's just kind of an overview on this. If you guys have any specific questions, let me know. The one thing I'll tell you guys about is the Magpul, the Magwell. Very easy to get slide, magazines in and out, very fast. It is tight, but I expect that of a precision rifle, and I think that's something that will just loosen up over time, especially if they sprayed Cerakote in there. As you keep pulling it in and out, it's obviously going to rub and just kind of conform to the magazines, which will be good. Everything's just thick, solid, very durable. There are lighter weight chassis out there. I know one that just came out was the Fix by Q. I think they were talking it was like 5.9 pounds or so, which is great. But I do think a chassis like this may hold up in a little bit more rough conditions. And I know that they're obviously going to try to sell it to military guys, but at the end of the day, you got to have something that's a little bit thicker just in case, it's military. Stuff happens all the time. They get ran over, or they drop it or whatnot, and you really don't want that messing up your accuracy. So, but this is a very solid chassis, and we're going to stick to that for now. The folding stock adapter is something I'm very impressed with, and I'll try to give you guys just an overview of what it looks like, just kind of like from a 360 point. It's very easy. All you do is put one thumb here, rest on the stock, pull up, and then as you guys can see, it just folds over. Again, it locks. Such a nice feature, and something that I really look for in a rifle. Going back, it's very easy. It's kind of the same thing. And when it locks, it's in there. It's sturdy. There's no movement whatsoever, and you can just tell by the design of this. It's just a really great system. Now this does have the PRS adapter on here, which is this part, and then this screws obviously into the PRS. Really great system. It's tight, and it matches up perfectly with what the standard one was, so nothing there. And obviously you guys are familiar with the PRS and its adjustability. One thing I do hope to get in the future is the butt pad adjustability that can go up or down. I know there are a couple companies that make it, and then from there I'll just choose one that I like. What else is there to talk about on this? The last thing I did, well, obviously you guys can see there's the MLEV, which they've patented being in the stock, which is a great design. I know a lot of people will end up getting levels on their scopes just for another level of precision, but it's nice to have one in there. Doesn't add any weight. Might as well just throw it in there. It's better than just being pure aluminum. It's actually a little bit less weight. The Timney trigger I put in here is super light. It's another great feature about the gun. Again, it all matches up to the Remington chassis. These are pretty much all plug and play systems. The one thing I do have to mention is that I would really encourage you guys to look into building your own rifle, because AR-15s, there are some points of it that can seem a little overwhelming, but especially with a bolt action rifle like this, all this is plug and play. And I think it cost me about $1,000, maybe $1,100 or $1,200 altogether. Those are such low numbers for cost for a nice rifle. I know the Fix is going to cost $2,700 is what their MSRP is right now. And, that's, $1,700 more dollars just to take off 5 pounds, which again, none of you guys are trekking around in the field. So, and when it comes to a competition match, you're not trekking it around either. So a little bit more weight is just going to help you on the recoil, and it's not going to affect your shooting at all. So for such a low price, you might as well get it. Also, with the chassis, the stock chassis, I was able to sell mine back and get another $100 or so for it, and I think I was able to sell the trigger assembly separate for another $20. So you guys can get money back, which obviously makes this purchase a little bit easier to do. So overall, I think this is the way to go for those of you that kind of like to do your own thing and make something custom. And obviously you guys can get whatever paint jobs you want, and you can make whatever colors and whatnot, but I think this is just a really solid system to start from, and I think it's a great entry-level rifle as far as the chassis goes for what it can do. But again, in this configuration, it may be an entry-level chassis as far as price goes, but as far as the quality, the design, and the accuracy you're going to get out of it, it's up there with the big boys that are charging $2,000-$3,000 for rifles. And then if you're looking at a custom surgeon rifle, you can just buy the action and go get a Bartlein barrel or whatever, and then you've got a complete gun. Well, an extra action, or at least one of those, it's going to run you about $1,000 to maybe $1,400-$1,500, and then the barrel will probably put you back $300-$400. So with this costing right about $1,000-$1,100, and then going out and getting the rifle and barrel and chassis, which is going to probably put you back another $1,500-$1,800, depending on who you go with. And there are other companies out there. I know Stiller makes a cheaper action as well. It's still very high quality. You could be into a rifle like this total for $2,500. And some of you, I guess, don't have time. I wouldn't really take that as an excuse because it's such an easy setup to get. But for those of you looking for out of the box, then yeah, I mean, you're going to go ahead and purchase a more expensive rifle. But I think there's something to be said about the whole concept of being built and not bought. I love that philosophy. I think it's important when you can actually take the gun down. Again, this isn't very complicated, but just the fact that you can take it down, you know what you're dealing with, you get to see the parts separately, understand how it works, and you get to compare chassis and things like that. I like that aspect, and I think from a guy standpoint, I think that's something that we all have in common. So again, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'm trying to be as fluid as possible and give you guys the most information. Obviously with certain things like M-Lock, I don't need to talk about it. You guys know about it, and if you don't, there's plenty of videos out there. So thanks for watching.